Hey guys! So, thank you for clicking on my YouTube channel. My name is Chelsea. I'm so new to YouTube. I thought I would never get into YouTube, but here we are. So, I'm going to be talking today about my prison experience and like what led up to it. I was 20 at the time, heroin addict, full-fledged heroin addict. I've been a recovering addict for about 8 years, so I'm 27, I'm from Ohio, and I'm doing a recap of my experience in jail and what led it to prison and what my charges were. I've been a heroin addict for eight years, recovering also. In that time, you know, I would do any drug, what was put into my face, whether it be opiate, you know, Xanax, Klonopin, marijuana, whatever I could, you know, get my addict hands on. So that's what led me up to prison, and I am doing a recap for y'all. So show me a little love. It's my first YouTube video. I'm super excited. I'm really a quiet person, so this is out of my comfort zone. I'm going to be talking about my prison experience. Yes, I went to prison 2 years, upstate New York. Well, upstate and downstate New York. This is just going to be probably about my first day in prison. Oh my god. Reliving all of these memories are like crazy, but super hilarious, but really intense. So, in 2012, me and my best friend moved to New York, Watertown, New York, Fort Drum, New York, and, we figured, let's get out of Ohio. Let's get clean. New York, perfect place to do it. We don't know anybody. So she's like, do you want to come with me? I'm like, yeah. So I pack, I think, a bag, a duffel bag, and then I bring a Walmart bag full of weed with me. Stupid, right? We're driving from Ohio to New York, like, the risk. But none of that mattered. I mean, come on. We needed our weed. So, we're driving, we get there, she already has a house there, her boyfriend's, you know, army guy in Fort Drum, so he's gone every single day. So me and her, after like 4 days of like withdrawing, it was awful. So we came up with this bright idea to go through town and, just look at people. They look like drug addicts, let's ask them for drugs. So, great idea. So we meet these two guys. One guy's name is Jake, the other I don't remember, but we end up chilling with them for about 3 weeks, you know, getting drugs from them, hanging out, getting right back into drug, you know, life. And it was my plan. I come up with an amazing idea to rob the guy. He's like 18 years old. I was like 20. Yeah, I was 19 or 22. Yep. And I tell my best friend, and she was actually cheating on her husband with this other army guy, and then I had an army guy too. So we end up doing a home invasion on the dude, and we go into the house, and our guys are out in the car, and they were supposed to come in and rob the guy for money and all of his drugs so we can, you know, double. So me and Brooke, my best friend of 13 years, go inside. We buy heroin from him, go to the bathroom, and we're shooting up because that's what we did. And we go to the bathroom, shoot up, and when we come out, well, we left the door open. I mean, obviously for the other guys. We open up the bathroom door, we come out, and then we see the two army guys coming in. And all I seen was the guy hit the victim, which was the drug dealer, one time, and he's knocked out cold. So he sits his head up and he says, this was set up. So hell yeah, it was. Like, fuck, what do, you know? So I was so scared, so I literally ran out. I'm not the home invasion type, I've learned about myself. I ran out, and they all got arrested that night. I was the only one that was on the run. So my name was all over the paper. Chelsea Sheehy, wanted at large, like, just dramatic. I turn myself in after 3 days. I go to prison, or I mean, I go to jail. I'm there for like 90 days. And then they let me out on probation and I can go back to Ohio. I go back to Ohio and I get another charge, possession, because I'm super fucking smart, obviously, you guys. So then they lock me up right after that, and well, no, actually, I was on the run. I'm like, fuck it, if I'm going to prison, I'm gonna live my best life. You better believe I'm gonna live my best life. So that was like about 10 days worth of my best life. And then we were surrounded. I get in the car with my mom, and we were surrounded. Cop to the right, cop to the left, cop behind us, and they have all their guns drawn. And they're like, Chelsea, don't do anything stupid. They're on the loudspeaker. So my mom's like, oh no. So I get out of the car, and Tracy, it was a cop from my hometown, she's like, we've been looking for you everywhere, Chelsea. And so I'm just sitting in the back of her car, not looking at her, not speaking at all, bitch. You know, not saying anything. So when I get to jail, oh my God, the withdrawals were like, I was shitting blood. I was puking. I was sweating. I mean, my sheets were soaked. I would take 3 to 4 showers a day. Bitches thought I was nasty. No, bitch, I'm withdrawing. Well, I guess that is nasty. Yeah, I was definitely nasty. Like, God, please help me. But, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So, it was 12 days, finally. They woke me up in my room because I was in maximum security since I was being extradited. So I was in my cell, and you know, it's locked. So COs can only buzz you out. You have to buzz. This was in Ohio, and they're buzzing me in. They're like, Sheehy, get ready. You're going to intake. So I'm like, oh my God, did they make a mistake? Am I going home? I'm like, be quiet. You're going home. You're going to intake. Right when I get to intake, I see the NYPD, and I'm like, fuck. It's the guy that arrested me. I guess the arresting officer back in 2012 has to come get me. So he's like, so how you been? I'm like, obviously horrible. Thank you for asking. You want me to sit in the back? Like, I had to be handcuffed from the front, thank God, because they could have did it from the back. And like, could you imagine driving from Ohio to New York handcuffed and shackled? They didn't shackle me, God bless them. But they even took me out to dinner, you know, like to a Mexican place, like on my way to New York. And like, I could have ran, and I'm so the type. So like, it took a lot out of me when I used the bathroom alone with no cop, no handcuffs, because we didn't want to scare the restaurant people, you know. So yeah, no handcuffs, and I used the bathroom alone. But I was like, you know, just go with it. Like, what are you gonna do? Because I was like in like Pennsylvania. What are you gonna do? Run and sleep in the woods? You don't have a phone, you don't have anything. Done eating, we finally make it to New York. I get back to New York, and I'm like, they're like, Sheehy, what'd you do? All the COs, and I'm like, fuck you guys don't need to know shit. Fuck you guys, look at my record. Like, I was so like bad when I was in jail. Like, I don't know, I just had to like learn from the other, you know, prisoners or inmates, and I just copied what they did. But that's who I was. That's who I made myself into, you know? Instead of this scared little white girl from Ohio, the countries, the barns, the cows, you know? I was in Watertown, New York. When I got back to Watertown, New York, I was super happy to be in those greens. Nah, I'm totally kidding. I was so fucking stressed out to go to court, for the judge to find out that he let me on probation, and then I get out, I have my chance, I get out, go back to Ohio, and then catch another charge of possession of heroin. I know how to do it right, don't I, guys? But when I finally get to court, it was like 2 or 4 fucking months of waiting, and like, I gained so much weight. My nicknames, oh my God, was Big Cheeks. Yeah, Big Cheeks, because I had to like cut my pants in the front because, you know, my uniform did not fit. And they, of course, wouldn't give me bigger pants. I had mediums. So they would like always fuck with me, call me Big Cheeks. I don't even remember my old nicknames, but they were hilarious. Oh my God. I remember going to court and I was in shackles and my hands behind me, so I'm holding my hands back like fucking Kevin Gates, you know? Fucking Gucci, you know? What up? Yeah. What up? No, I'm just playing, but for real, my hands were behind my back and I had shackles and walking real slow because my ankles hurt when they have those shackles, and you have to have it for like 4 hours in a whole day waiting for fucking court. And so I go before him and I start crying because I knew what was gonna happen. Bitch, you're going to prison. Like 5'2", 130, blonde hair, whiter than white. Like, come on. I was scared. So I look at him and he's like, "You got anything to say, Miss Sheehy?" And I'm like, "Your Honor, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, give me another chance, please." And he's like, all he said was, 2 years prison, you're gonna go upstate, and you can do 2 years on parole. And I'm like, wow. So I just stopped crying, like, you know, like it all hit me so hard. And you guys, please like and subscribe to my video. If you guys want any more stories on maybe my first day of prison, you know, my addiction, my rehab stories, I got you. Comment and let me know what you guys want, and then I will video it and put it out there. Thank you.